What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. So, look, man. I tried to give Giannis the benefit of the doubt. Y'all know that. I didn't want to believe these reports. I wanted to believe that Giannis was an honorable dude. You know, I wanted to think that, okay, you know, he likes the attention, but he will remain loyal to the Milwaukee Bucks because they gave him everything. Giannis was not this number one prospect. He wasn't this highly touted prospect that could have went anywhere. Milwaukee gave Giannis his opportunity. And unlike a Kevin Durant, unlike a LeBron James, Giannis actually won a championship. He won a championship with Milwaukee. And a lot of what has gone wrong over the past several years has been his fault. Many of the moves that they've made, trading Drew Holiday, some of the other ill-advised or ill-timed roster changes and roster moves, coaches getting fired, who were 30-13 when they was fired. A lot of this stuff came from pressure from Giannis to the front office. So if the Bucks have sucked, it's largely because of the franchise acquiescing to Giannis's desires. So there's been these persistent rumors that Giannis wanted to be traded. After weeks of not saying any damn thing, he would come out and say, I'm committed to playing for the Bucks. Well, it's come out today, according to Shams Charania, according to multiple media outlets, sports media outlets, Giannis wants to be traded, and the Bucks are listening to different offers from various teams. So the whole time, Giannis did want to be traded, but he was too cowardly to put that out there. He was too much of a fucking coward to put that out there. And I'm to the point now, I suspect this injury that he has, either he's lying about it or he's playing it up to more than what it was. It's just a convenient excuse for him to sit his ass down, protect himself physically until he gets traded. And when you look at the way Giannis been playing the last month and a half, it's been very passive, as if he's protecting himself. Hell, you could even make a case that Giannis' passivity may have cost the team some wins. Maybe they'd be over 500 if it wasn't for his passivity. But, you know, that's another video for another day. You know, look, if Giannis doesn't want to be in Milwaukee, fine. If you want to bow down to the pressures of the media, the pressures of ESPN, which has been pushing and prodding and tempting and you know, trying to cajole this guy into leaving Milwaukee for years now, I guess the pressure became overwhelming. Pressure bust pipes. And, you know, before his pipes burst, he cried no mas, and he apparently he's not going to be a Milwaukee Buck for much longer. Now, this is how I look at it. Magically, all you dudes who never gave Giannis any credit because you saw me rooting for him because he was with the Bucks, all you dudes never gave him credit because he played for the Milwaukee Bucks, all you guys that call him overrated because secretly you envy his talent and wanted him on your squad, don't switch up now and talk about how great a player he is because you think he's available. He's still a bum. That's what you've been saying. You've been saying he was a bum, so don't switch up now. But you are, because a lot of people are full of shit. So, you know, I guess there are 4 teams out there One of them, I guess, would be the Knicks, who I don't think he's a good fit on because Jalen Brunson needs the basketball. You know what I'm saying? The Lakers, I guess, will be another team that's out there. And considering that there have been reports that Rich Paul wants Giannis to leave his agent and sign with Klutch, I can't help but bring up a parallel between Hollywood, Hulk Hogan, the ultimate good guy. You know what I'm saying? The golden boy of wrestling, 1980s and early 90s, right? Mr. Say Your Prayers and Eat Your Vitamins, right? Mr. Real American, sold out and joined the NWO. Sold out and joined the NWO. And one of the greatest and most infamous, I guess I should say, heel turns of all time. This is kind of what Giannis is doing. If he joins Klutch, which at this point, I don't put it past him anymore. And if he does join Klutch, right? Watch how all of a sudden the articles that are being put out about him they change. Instead of all this critical stuff that's always pointing out what he can or cannot do, all of a sudden now you're going to start seeing, especially if he under the direction of Klutch, all of a sudden now you're going to start seeing Giannis should be in the MVP conversation. Giannis, is he the most dominant player since Shaq? Or if Giannis was in the 60s, he would put up better numbers than Will. Just stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm at a loss, man. I'm at a loss. Like, the era of basketball that I grew up with, these guys wanted to compete. These guys wanted to win. These organizations wanted to win. It's a thing of the past. It's all about money. That's all it's about. Money and stupid ass narratives. That's all it's about. Stupid narratives and people are liars, man. People are liars. They claim that they don't like super teams. I got to call out some of my subscribers on this one. We all get on KD and LeBron James for forming super teams, right? But we're supposed to be against that all the time. Now, it's one thing if an organization just happens to luck up into a super team. That's one thing. If circumstances just lead to a team, becoming a super team, like the Golden State Warriors, for instance, right? I'm not talking about when KD was there. But if Giannis goes over and signs with some squad, man, and they become like a big three or something, keep the same energy. But people aren't. They're not. They're not going to keep the same energy. One thing Giannis is going to learn is, even though he didn't get the credit that he may feel like he deserved playing in Milwaukee, he was insulated playing in Milwaukee. He was insulated from mainstream, well, I shouldn't say mainstream, but he was insulated from big market news media, major market news media. He has a bad game in Milwaukee, or he fails in Milwaukee, it's talked about for a day, it goes away. You fail in New York, you fail in Los Angeles, it's talked about for weeks, or at least a week. It's going to be talked about. And if you fail to deliver a championship to either franchise, you're a failure. Look, Patrick Ewing played, 15 years in New York? Technically went to 2 finals, was the leader in one, but failed to win a championship. And as much as they respect him, New Yorkers hold it against him that he never won championship. They don't care that he played against Michael Jordan. They don't care that he played against Hakeem Olajuwon. He didn't get it done. And that's how they're going to look at it. And Giannis ain't going to get no fucking excuses. I'm done giving this dude excuses. That's it. Giannis make people like me look stupid because we thought that this guy was different. We thought that this guy was going to bring back some of the old school mentality, the Mamba mentality. He's just the same. Matter of fact, he's worse. He's worse. Because one thing I cannot stand, me personally, I don't like a person who's dishonest. I don't like a person who tells me one thing, but then behind the scenes you're doing something else. Either because you're dishonest or you're too much of a coward. You don't like confrontation. Giannis said when he got hurt, allegedly, if he even got hurt, that he's gonna bust his ass to come back and continue on, right? All the while he was lying through his goddamn teeth. Another thing that I said the other day in my video about Klutch, one of my subscribers asked me, do I think Klutch will be as powerful after LeBron as they are with him? I said, most likely not. Because of who LeBron James is. However, if they're able to sign another superstar, that extends Klutch's power realm. As long as they have a roster of superstars, because that's where Rich Paul's at right now. He knows LeBron James is 10 years up. So as long as he is able to sign an extension of superstars, like an extended roster of superstars, like a Giannis, like whoever down the stretch. That's what he's doing now. And this guy's moving like a front boss. He's moving like a front boss in the mob. When I say front boss, I mean the guy that's the face. Sort of like Fat Tony Salerno, excuse me. Fat Tony Salerno was the front boss of the Genovese crime family in the 1970s and 80s. But the real boss was Vincent the Chin Gigante. You never saw him, or at least you never saw him out in public like that. Everybody just assumed Tony was the boss, but really it was the Chin, and LeBron's the Chin. He's going around bragging about how he don't drink no more, lying about how he never asked the Lakers to sign Bronny and all this dumb shit. But if Rich Paul is saying something, and whatever Rich Paul says, you better believe Rich Paul went through LeBron first and said that he's going to say this and he's going to say that. So what I'm getting at is LeBron unofficially is the leader of Klutch as an active player. How is this not illegal? How? How is this not illegal? But Magic Johnson got fined for tampering years ago, because I think they were talking about going after Anthony Davis or something? It was some player that he said on a talk show that or either on a talk show or through the meet, I forget. It was a player that he said that they should be able to go after. And that player was on another team, and he got fined. But Rich Paul, who's an agent, can talk about what this player on this team need to do, and that, whatever, man. It's just, this whole situation is just fucked up, man. That's why a lot of people don't watch basketball no more. I know I'm rambling a little bit now, man. It's just, I'm gonna say this before I end. I'm gonna shut this video down. To anybody that wants to look at Giannis as a guy that can be a superstar for many years to come, don't forget that Giannis is 31 years old. And, you know, that's one of them ages where you just don't know how some players are going to age, you know? I'm just saying, like, the Bucks might treat Giannis better if he started breaking down earlier. They might have treated him better because they got that personal touch. They got that, you know, saying they've been with this guy since the beginning. But sometimes, you know, these players are going to learn the grass is not always green on the other side. So that's it, man. That's all I got to say about it, man. You just like the rest of them.